every once in a while, I go a little crazy and I can't focus. And I could potentially remodel my bathroom like I've been wanting to.
Maybe you should.
But it will be done at like 2:30 in the morning.
Let me know when it's done. The movie that I am talking about today, Lethal Admirer, because you know that someone's got to die, right? Like, again, every
single movie there is a murder.
There's
or
got to
2
be.
or 5.
That was exceptional, though. The one that was like the 5 one. That was right. Okay.
Well, maybe not.
So Megan, who is this marketing kind of guru, right, has just recently been engaged to her yoga instructor.
Does he have a man bun?
I don't think he has a man bun, but I would like him to.
You like man buns?
I do.
Really?
I like the long hair thing. You know that. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Okay. So after the park and yoga, doing yoga one day or whatever, he was stabbed by somebody wearing a black hoodie.
Who would have thunk it?
I know. I mean, like,
a black hoodie, you don't say.
Yeah, and again, we always say this. Apparently, if you're wearing a black hoodie, you're a murderer.
I'm not a murderer.
She's got one on right now.
Every day. But I've never murdered anybody.
That's what they all say.
Maybe I've murdered a few hearts.
We know that's a fact. After a couple months, she decides to move. I mean, she's
okay. Everybody will be fine.
Everyone's fine.
Yeah.
So she decides to move. I mean, she just doesn't have much there for her. She's upset about her boyfriend being murdered after yoga. He was all relaxed, and then he gets murdered.
I know.
Right?
It's kind of like a really crappy time to get murdered. You're feeling good.
He's all stretched
Your
out.
chakras are lined.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either. But I've heard it.
You can't throw around terms that you don't know what they are.
I do it all the time.
That's true.
People think I'm brilliant, and I just bullshit all day.
You just make up words.
I do. No, chakra is a word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's too hard to stay in town. There are too many things. There are too many parks.
Need a fresh start.
You always need a fresh start after your yoga instructor fiance is murdered.
Did she drive away with the movie soundtrack in the background?
I don't think she should. All right, she did, but she should.
Right.
As we should all have our own movie soundtracks.
That's right.
So she's packing up her desk on the last day, and there's a guy named Lloyd.
Lloyd?
His name is Lloyd. And he's the software guy. Okay, so he gives her.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he gives her flowers and asks her if she'll go to dinner with him.
Wait.
And drinks.
How long?
As a send-off.
Oh.
They've been working together for a long time.
Why did he give her flowers?
I don't know. To be nice, I guess.
I think Lloyd has different intentions.
I think Lloyd does have different intentions.
Yes.
So Megan gives him some advice. They're out to dinner, and she's like, since he doesn't have a girlfriend, so he's like, I'm totally open.
Lloyd.
Exactly. He's totally open for suggestions. He's actually being a little charming here. And she's like, oh, okay. So she moves his greasy bangs out of the way because this is greasy hair, which is so gross. Okay. And she's like moving to the side, trying to give him a little makeover.
Does he have bangs?
Little impromptu makeover. Well, he has bangs and they're greasy and they're down, and she's trying to help him out. She's trying to do a little.
Has he got a Clark Kent thing going on?
I don't know. Maybe. So it's the next morning, and Megan's, on her way out of town. And it's really strange because the adult man, Lloyd is an adult, right? He's got a job and everything. He's awoken by his mother, who says, good morning, sweetie. Your breakfast is ready. And he tells his mom about his new girlfriend. Megan. So this may be surprising
I
to
think
you.
if Megan knew that he lived with his mom, that she might have said no. Because red
Let's
flag
hope
number
so.
one.
Let's hope so.
Red flag.
Okay, so there's also some other red flags because there's a lot of tchotchkes and dolls.
Are they his mom's or they're his?
I don't know.
I hope to God they're his mom's.
Either way, it's not good.
Does he live in the basement?
He does not. He does not live in the basement, which I almost think is worse. Because then he doesn't have his own space at all.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's totally weird. So now, it's a year later, and Megan's living with her sister, and I think they're out in like LA or California or something. So surprisingly, right, they're out for a run, and guess who they run into? Lloyd, but Lloyd is now washing his hair consistently.
Did Lloyd go through a change?
He did.
Because of her advice?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he looks more handsome now, and he definitely is less greasy, which is always a good thing in general.
Nerdy, greasy people. I'm so sorry, but that's disgusting.
Yeah. So his hygiene has definitely improved.
What is he wearing?
I don't know. So, she's really a nice person, and she offers him because he's new in town. He says he has this new job in town or whatever. And she said, hey, I'll show you around sometime. And he's like, okay, that's cool. Right?
Right.
So Lloyd calls his mama and tells her that he thinks Megan is finally ready to accept, her one true love.
I don't like those word choices.
And his super creepy mom with all the tchotchkes is very excited about that.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
She's been waiting for this forever.
It's been a year. It's been over a year now. I mean, that's all they talk about.
No, but what I'm saying is she's probably been waiting for him to get out of her house for like how long?
Yeah. I mean, he's probably, late 20s. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So what ends up happening is some time goes by and she meets this really nice guy named Chris, who's a lawyer, and they become boyfriend and girlfriend. Now, Chris is a nice guy. So she gets off work early one day and she wants to do something fun. She's not real jazzed about her job and she has nothing to do. Her boyfriend's out of town. Her sister can't get off work, who is also a nurse. And, so she calls up Lloyd. Yeah, so they take a walk, they get some sushi, and he's pretty pissed off to find out that she has a boyfriend. But he doesn't show it though. You know what I mean? Like you can see his creepiness, his nonverbal creepies.
Like, did he make like a face?
He made a face.
Yeah.
So Megan invites her boyfriend and Lloyd over to her and her sister's house for dinner. So all four of them. And like her sister is even thinking, hey, maybe I'll set up my sister with Lloyd. Right?
Yeah.
So they're all hanging out.
So she's oblivious.
She's oblivious. So Lloyd is not liking how cute and cozy Megan and Chris are. He's not a fan of this. Oh, so Chris finds out that Lloyd is, a software engineer, right? And he's like, I'm so bad at tech. I really need your help, blah, blah, blah. And he, of course says yes, that he will help him. So creepy Lloyd is staring at a shrine that he has of Megan in his apartment.
Are there candles on the shrine?
I think there are. And he calls his mom, of course.
Well, yeah.
And says that he plans on romancing Megan slowly.
That just sounds creepy.
Did he say
romancing? Creepy. Did he say that?
I think so.
Oh my God.
So Megan doesn't have a lot of time to hang out or do much of anything, right? I mean, her boss is a total tool.
Yeah.
And he's like sexually inappropriate. Like he's inappropriate in the workplace. He's making comments to her like, oh, I'll give you this.
In the 80s?
No, it happens still to this day. Believe it or not. Yeah. Okay, so what's happening is like, I'll give you this, basically this raise and this, higher up job if you did this, kind of like this, understood thing or whatever, which is so gross. So he's a total sleazebag. And then, somebody comes up behind him in his truck and strangles him.
Oh.
So he's dead.
Oh.
Yeah. We knew it was coming. We just didn't quite know who or when. Right? So Lloyd stops over to help Chris with his computer. And Chris mentions that after Lloyd leaves, that he's going to do some work on the roof.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really a big coincidence that Chris gets up to the top of the ladder and ends up falling in the hospital.
That's so random.
Right. Right. It couldn't possibly be that super creepy Lloyd had anything to do with the ladder.
What did he do with the ladder? He just
did,
pushed it?
He did something to the ladder. No, he did something. He sabotaged it.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
So he didn't die.
No, but I mean, he's pretty jacked up. Like, he's got broken hips and bones and all kinds of stuff going on. So, they were headed to go to Megan's best friend's wedding. She's in the wedding. Her boyfriend's all laid up now. What is she going to do?
Who do you go to?
Well, the old standby is Lloyd.
Lloyd's always going to be there.
Exactly. So she's like, Chris can't go to the wedding. My sister can't go. Do you just want to go? I mean,
you're my man on the bottom of the
Why doesn't she just go herself? That's what I'm saying.
Why do people have to have people with them all the time?
I've gone to
Leave me alone.
I've gone to so many weddings by myself.
I don't want to go everywhere by myself.
There you go.
I prefer it.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
So I don't know what people's hang up about that is. You need to go to a wedding. You don't need a date. You just go. Have a good time. Okay. So Megan's in the wedding. Again, she doesn't want to go by herself. Blah, blah, blah. She needs to just suck it up. But anyway, so her sister's like, why don't you just ask Lloyd? She's like, okay, whatever. I'll ask Lloyd. Yeah. So of course he calls his mama.
Oh, well, yeah.
And explains that they are going away for the weekend and it's getting serious.
It's an away wedding?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You don't know.
It's an away wedding.
You go alone.
Exactly. So they're on their way to the wedding, and Lloyd tells Megan that his father died when he was 10 from falling down the steps and breaking his neck.
Oh. You don't see where that one's going.
Exactly. So everyone's having a good time at the wedding. Megan's hanging out with her friends. It's a lovely wedding, right?
Right.
So they're just chatting. I mean, just casual, regular chat. And Megan mentions to Lloyd that she's always wanted to live in a Victorian house. And he's like, well, that's interesting. I happen to have a Victorian house.
His mom's house?
No, like in California, like where they are now.
How does he afford a Victorian house?
Exactly. Okay. So
during California.
Right.
The cost of living there is insane.
It's ridiculous. So during the reception, Lloyd stands up and makes a toast and declares his love to Megan. And of course, everyone's
at somebody else's wedding?
It's pretty uncomfortable for everyone.
You don't do that.
No.
You stay quiet. You sit in your seat.
You do.
Yeah.
Lloyd doesn't even know these people that are getting.
What I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Okay, so she's pretty livid.
Oh my.
Yeah, she's pretty
get
mad.
Up and leave.
Yeah,
but she can't because she can't be alone.
Megan. What do you do?
I'm so conflicted.
Oh. Gosh, I can't be alone.
Do I stay with this super creepy guy or do I be alone?
I don't know.
I should probably stay with the super creepy
What's
guy
worse?
Because I can't be alone.
So Megan is super clear. She's like, I want nothing to do with you. I have no feelings like that for you at all. I am with Chris. And she's super clear, right? Yeah. So Lloyd tells her that Megan just needs to find out how much she loves him. She just is clueless.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
She doesn't know what she needs.
She loves him, but she just doesn't know it.
Just doesn't know it yet.
Right. So he calls his mama.
Obviously.
And she sings him to sleep while he rocks a stuffed animal.
I have nothing to say.
So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think there's a tear. I think there's a tear
What
coming
kind of
out.
stuffed animal was it?
I don't know. I think I was so freaked out by him rocking this stuffed animal and his mama.
Yeah.
Singing him to sleep. But I forgot to, it could have been a bear.
I wondered,
it could have
if it was
been
a bear, I would say there's a little bit of normal in here somewhere, but like
that's stretching it. I think that's a real big stretch. Weird, like a raccoon or a dinosaur or something.
Yeah. Then I'd be like, no.
So you think a teddy bear is fine in this situation?
It's more. I'm just saying that it's more normal than anything else.
I see that you're really grasping at straws here. But I appreciate that
bad for Lloyd.
You know what? I do too,
totally
a little bit.
Virgin.
I think that's pretty clear that this is what's happening for him.
Oh dear.
But now he's not greasy. I mean, he could be with someone. Okay, so anyway, Lloyd immediately does what? He goes and rents a Victorian home. I mean, what else do you do?
Lloyd doesn't have the money for that.
Apparently he does.
Okay.
Apparently he does.
Well, he's never had to spend money on a chick.
That's true.
And he's lived rent-free for quite a while.
I mean, he's probably making some good money and he's not spending it anywhere.
Right.
So Chris asked Megan to marry him. And she's pretty excited. It's only been a couple months, but they're just sure about it.
Chris
they know.
Is gonna die.
Well, this is how Lloyd finds out. A Facebook selfie.
With the engagement ring?
Yes. Oh, so he starts busting up his new Victorian home.
Yeah.
He's pretty upset about this. He doesn't understand why Megan isn't getting...
Just don't know.
I mean, what is her problem? Why isn't she getting that she's in love with him?
Did he call his mom?
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
So Megan finds out that her boss is murdered. And she thinks she's like the last one to see him, right? Which is, kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So Megan opens her inbox and sees this cute little video from Lloyd that he's calling himself an idiot. He's so sorry. And he's being super charming.
That's not charming.
Yeah, I know.
That would make me throw up.
Right. Right.
I would
so his charming makes you nauseated.
That's not charming. It's pathetic.
There's the P
word.
There's
the P word. That was fun.
So they talk on the phone and Lloyd's apologizing again. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. I'm actually dating someone. So he says he's dating somebody and, and he's over his crazy for her.
Oh.
That's what he explains. So he invites her to dinner at his house to make up for this horrible wedding disaster, right?
Oh my gosh.
He also says his new girlfriend will be there.
Oh, so why not bring Chris along? And have a double date?
Yeah.
No? Did they not do
that? Right after that, he goes over to Chris's house, who's still recovering from the broken leg, right? So he tells Chris that he needs to get rid of the obstacles between him and Megan.
What does that mean?
Well, Chris is an obstacle between him and Megan.
Oh, I thought it they were having a chat and he was giving him advice about, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
they were having a
No, Chris is in the way of their love. So he beats him to death with a baseball bat.
Okay.
So, Megan doesn't know about this. So she goes over for dinner to the Victorian house. And Lloyd said that his girlfriend just can't make it. She's tied up. She can't make it to...
Probably tied up if he did have a girlfriend.
Right.
In a basement.
His fake girlfriend is tied up.
Yeah.
You know how when you hear about those kids in camp? I have a girlfriend. I met her at camp and she lives in Canada. Right?
Or no, and then the internet came around. I have a girlfriend. She lives in Germany.
Right.
I talked to her on the chat thing.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah, you don't know her. But she's real. Is what that's about.
Yeah.
Okay. So, while Megan's kind of looking for the bathroom, she comes upon this room where she finds a shrine to her.
Oh my God, that would be like the.
Because
I've suspected that that's going to happen to me at some point.
Mm-hmm. You know, there are so many shrines.
There's no telling how many shrines there are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably shrines still up from like 1990.
I mean, they've only they've had to actually have more than one room for your shrine because of the 90s was a while ago.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I can't imagine. But if that happens to you, I would find the nearest whatever and just get out.
Right.
What did she do?
Well, so she's a little upset. I mean, there's candles too, by the way. There's candles everywhere and with her pictures and stuff. So he finds her in the shrine room.
Oh my gosh.
She's not supposed to be in there, right?
Right.
So he has her sit at the dining room table and her sister's calling, right? And so like she like answers the phone but keeps it open like so Lloyd can't see.
Yeah.
So Lloyd tells her that he killed his father and her yoga fiance.
That's not going to help the situation.
And her new fiance. Yeah.
You think that's going to win her over? I mean,
I think
he's thinking, I'm so dedicated.
I think he wants to prove his dedication.
Right.
Is what it is.
And that's supposed to help.
Yeah, because she's like, well, he's in it. I don't have to question his loyalty. I think he's going at this whole thing in another unexpected direction.
She's like, I've never experienced such devotion.
Right. So her sister does the whole phone locator thing to try to find her or whatever. So he proceeds to shove a bunch of steak in her mouth because he did cook.
He's
feeding her. He is feeding her giant chunks of steak.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so she's choking.
Okay.
And he has to do the Heimlich.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh. I didn't see this going.
You didn't see him shoving steak down her throat?
No.
Yeah.
Are they still in the shrine room or did they go back to the table?
Oh, they're at the table.
Oh.
Okay, so he does the Heimlich. Well, while he's doing the Heimlich, like she's, obviously hunched over. Well, she grabs this steak knife and stabs him in the leg. Okay.
That's a good move.
Then he goes over and he grabs, she grabs a wine bottle and breaks it over his head.
All right.
So she runs out of the house and sees the police officer, her sister, and her fiance is still alive. He did not end up dying.
But how is he there? Is he like, did they bring him over in an ambulance?
They did. They just showed up all at one time.
Is he legit in an ambulance?
I don't think so. I think he's in the car.
If you just got hit in the head a billion times with a baseball bat, I really don't think you're hanging out.
You would think so, especially because you're all have broken bones already. But no, he just shows up.
Who brought him there?
I don't know, an Uber? I don't know how he got there.
I think the Uber person would even be smart enough to call the ambulance.
I don't know.
Oh, you're bleeding profusely out of your head. Come on in. Get in. I'll take you where you need to go.
Remember that pizza woman? Remember what happened with that pizza woman and Mom?
No.
Well, remember we had that collie baby who was kind of like rough. The dog was
she didn't like other people.
She didn't. And she was
I liked her.
I liked her too. And she was tied up in the grass of the yard. Okay. So she's tied up in the grass and Mom orders a pizza. We weren't there at the time. So Mom orders a pizza. And so the pizza woman, for some reason, did not walk on the sidewalk. She walked in the grass towards the barking, ferocious dog. I'm not sure what happened there. So anyway,
I feel like
person,
it might have been her first day on the job.
It may have been. It was a rough first day. Because when Mom opened the door, when she knocked on the door, Mom opened the door and she's bleeding. Like her hand is bleeding, her arm is bleeding. And Mom's like freaking out. Oh my God, what happened? She's like, I tried to pet your dog. Just why were you in the yard? Why weren't you on the sidewalk? So anyway, mom's like, I've got to take you to the emergency department because you're bleeding. And she's like, I can't. I have another pizza to deliver. And so mom got her in the car and delivered the next pizza.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
You never heard this story?
No.
So mom delivered. You were drunk those couple years.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, mom delivered her last pizza. And then she took her to the yard.
How do you know the protocol? Like, to be the pizza delivery person? Like,
I don't know. I mean,
I think you could swing it. I mean, everyone's had a pizza delivered. But, like,
you show up with the pizza and you take the money. I mean, the receipt's on it. You get the change.
right.
Yeah, you get a tip. I don't know if she got a tip or not.
Oh, my God.
But she took her to the emergency department. The woman ended up being fine. So anyway, back to the story.
That's so great.
I thought you knew that.
I think I remember. I don't know, though.
Yeah. I don't know what ended up happening with the woman, but
That's awesome.
I think she was okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Lloyd comes out of the house and says, Mama said I needed to make a grand gesture. Mama said. Mama said. As he's arrested. And they're like putting him in the car and he's going, Mama said. Mama said. And that's how it ends. What do you think about that one?
I feel like I need to know what happened to Lloyd.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a part 2. I hope so.
I know.
I want to know what happened with Lloyd and his mama.
Oh my gosh.
And I hope somebody gave Lloyd a stuffed animal while he was in the slammer.
I bet she like moved closer to whatever jail he was at. So he could,
You know, she's there every Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet she gets some snacks from the vending machine.
She totally gets some
She
snacks from the
always
vending
makes sure he
machine.
has money in commissary.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And he can make collect calls whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that works.
To his mama.
In prison.
So we hear.
I've never had anybody call me from prison.
I don't really associate with people. I mean, I'm not saying, whatever you're going to do you.
Right.
You know, I just
if
don't.
you want to go to prison.
I just don't have that experience. That's all.
I just hear bad things happen there. So I don't want to go
I don't
there.
want to go there either. No.
I mean, it would be kind of fun to do things like not bad, but like all my neighbors, like I want to put a push bar on the front of my car and just run straight down and knock all their garbage cans over and like trees like in their yard and stuff.
I think that's illegal.
Like that
though.
would put, that's what I'm saying. Like that would put you in jail.
It's not worth it.
Well, yeah, I know. That's why I don't do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I mean, you know, it's not if you don't commit crimes for the simple fact that you don't want to get in trouble, not that, you know, you don't care about harming others, but just so you don't get in trouble.
Right. It's all about me.
I mean, whatever works for you. That's what I say. I would visit you in prison.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I make sure you get a Snickers bar or something. You can trade that, right? I mean, that's probably
that's what's on the TV for the prison show.
Yeah, I mean that's like cash right there.
I know.
You can make some toilet wine.
Bring me orange juice because I hear that's how you do it.
Yeah, I
You,
don't
like
know.
berry orange juice.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and our podcast, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.